Hello, everyone, and welcome to tonight's episode of Tales of the Skytorn. My name is Brandon Ross. I am your host and game master for tonight's episode. Before we get into it, I do want to go over a couple of announcements. One very predominant announcement is concerning our Sunday game. As many have noticed, there has been a bit of a shift with who's sitting in the GM chair on Sunday nights. Unfortunately, due to a situation beyond their control, our GM of Sunday, James, did have to step away for a time. We don't really know when he'll be back. He is still around. He is safe and okay. Nobody freak out. Just some things have happened where he's unable to host a Sunday game. So our lovely Ford has decided to step back into that GM chair and has made the call that he is going to start running some modules, which is honestly is a lot of fun because it's a great way to show new and veteran tabletop players that it's perfectly okay to go out, buy a pre-made module and run it. It can be a ton of fun still. So we're looking forward to that. And we're going to start off with, if you were there, you would have known, or if you didn't know, or you weren't aware we streamed on Sundays, they are running the Curse of Strahd module. And there are a couple of players here that are also there. I'm not going to do any spoilers or make them call out their characters, but I will tell you, after watching it, it was a ton of fun to just be an audience member. Ford is an incredible GM, and the table is packed with talent. So make sure you check us out on Sundays and follow that. I believe he's fully planned to go through the entire Curse of Strahd module. So
That is from what we understand.
thank you. Just want to double check. Appreciate it, David.
You're welcome.
Yeah, check us out on Sundays. Great stuff going on there until Mr. James can come back into his appropriate seat. We'll keep it warm for you via Mr. Ford. Beyond from that, we have our usual announcements. If you're not doing so already, make sure you skip over to our TikTok, Instagram, our X, as it's called now. It still feels weird to say it, but whatever. We also have our groups on Facebook. Go check us out there. You can get our updates for what we're doing. You can get updates to our content we're pushing out there. And also, you can get updates to when our Patreon content goes live, which we have a few things to shake up. We're kind of nailing down the last couple of bits. We're hoping to start doing weekly releases of some little tidbits of free content on our Patreon and also across our various social media platforms. So be on the lookout for that. We're still trying to figure out how we're going to do that, but we do want to do that. But the big one that I'm very proud of for Patreon is our monthly release, the first Friday of every month, which, hey, that's coming up. If you are subscribed to our highest tier, which is just a $5 tier, you will get a complete one-shot with battle maps, a homebrew monster, magical item, and an NPC complete with stat block, quirks, traits, and things like that. If that's not for you, you can also just come get support. We have various lower tiers for $1, $2 to give you little bits of that. The item, homebrew monster, or just the battle map, whatever suits your needs and how you want to support us, which Patreon is the best way to support us if you feel like doing so. And we appreciate every single one of you that does do so. Beyond from that, there is something else, something that seems important. Something. Oh, yes, the places for the community to interact. We currently have two Discords, one that we have for mostly sharing memes, talking life, and just de-stressing from what is life. And that is our main Player Hater Gaming Discord. You can catch that in the links in our chat. But aside from that, I'm going to pass off the description of the next Discord that we have to a great person, David, who can tell you about it much better than I can. David, tell us
Yep.
about our other lovely West Marches style Discord.
So, Ashirma, Land of Prosperity. This is what it is called. It is pretty much your go-to hangout if you do not have enough D&D in your life. You want to play? By all means, make a character. Go ahead, have fun. This is actually placed within the storyline of our very first Sunday campaign with Twist Perceptions.
But David, what if I
Very
don't know how to play?
simple. We will teach you. We will let
You
you
will.
learn how to play, what it means to be each class. You can make a character. You can understand how to build a character. what abilities you get. We will talk you through it all. We will teach you the ways of the bots, how we actually pray to it, and hope it does not mess us up for in the middle of combat, because there are a lot of different events run. There may be a quick hunt for about 3 or 4 people to do like a one like quick little fight, or there could be a bounty which has a little bit of a storyline to it, or quest, or even an adventure. It kind of all varies, but you have it for anything and every one. You want to learn, or you're, as we all call a veteran, have fun and enjoy. And if you want to become one of those people who end up creating the story, creating a quest, trying to TPK a party without trying to TPK a party, there was a place for you as well.
Thank you, David. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Well, then, let's get into tonight's episode. Over the last few episodes, the sessions we have had, we have seen a familiar character return to the island of Wingata. Though he did not return alone, he was able to smuggle himself onto a questionable accompanied trio of cloud ships, knowing full well that there was various things being shipped on these cloud ships that would not suit well in such a place like Wingata. Unknowing to him, though, the party was also hot on a trail of some interesting and familiar to one certain party member disease, infection, curse, little unknown, but they were following this trail from their own ends, converging on a single point out amongst a private dock far out in a rainbow quarry. With an incredible, spectacular explosion of one skyship, combat kicked off, and with a few risky situations here and there, the party was able to prevail. Thinking best it would to sink these ships and all the cargo they had. I believe they took one dagger for themselves, and then decided the other three would be best served at whatever awaits beneath and below the cloud ocean. Catching up on their various separate adventures, the fully reunited Chaos crew made their way back through the Borealis farmstead, stopping off at a very particular individual to attempt to glean a bit of knowledge about very particular mythical creatures. Once they had tapped the knowledge they could, they began and returned to the Phaedrift dynasty. Within this realm, the high walls and city streets welcomed them, and so did a very interesting message from a town crier walking through the streets, giving caution to midnight murmurs, urging citizens to lock their doors at night. Shadows and sinister laughter had been heard throughout the streets in certain parts. An esteemed professor had been murdered at the college, and artifacts had been stolen from the High Temple. With this, Chaos Crew, the table is yours. What would you like to do?
Well, who do we check on first? Or what should we check on first, I should say?
Well, I we should head to the temple to inform them that we successfully cleared out the dock. At least, the academy's closed at this hour, I believe, to
Right.
visitors.
Artifacts. More
Right.
money. So sorry. I have no idea about anything else.
Mm.
Well, to catch you up to speed, since I'm realizing you don't know what's going on with the professor, um, did I tell you about? I told you about the message I received, right?
Yeah,
The 10th of
vaguely,
Right.
vague, but uh-huh.
Well, I gave it to her to study, and she still supposedly has it. I need to make sure I can maybe recover it, or some of her notes, or she had to have been keeping some kind of information somewhere. It's important, but I agree we should go to the temple first. I want to make sure we keep that one on our radar too.
Of course, but again, the academy won't let us in at this hour. So
Mm.
in the morning, we can definitely head up there and inquire and see if we can retrieve what was yours.
All right.
So, are we going to look into the murder or the artifact? There's money.
Artifact right now, because we need to report our success and might as well inquire while we're there.
All right.
And as for the voices and laughter at night, I can only take a guess.
Radrion, probably. Or whoever's.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
If it's around your own field, we can handle it. But if it's something else, I'd rather be more careful just in case.
All right. All right. Temple it is. Anyone else?
No, let's go.
All
Okay.
right.
And he just waits for everybody to move in front of him because he has no idea where the fuck he's going.
Yeah. he takes like two big confident steps. Like, wait a minute.
Not even. He doesn't even take 2 steps. He just crosses his arms and waits.
Zon's right there beside him, though. She has no idea.
Zon, you've been there.
Do you think
And-
she remembers directions in a city?
That's up to you. You're the player.
She's good at like outdoor survival outside of cities. So
Got it. You didn't take urban cities as your
No.
favorite terrain.
Okay, so Red takes one look at Zon and Drac and just pinches the bridge of her nose and starts to walk.
You mean that was an elective option? What?
Can I get a good sigh?
Yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. It would make sense given your profession prior to your adventuring life that is now like what, 3 months in blooming. You're pretty good at navigating the streets, especially in this district where you're not quite in the opulent area. You're not close to the castle. You're not within the castle city walls, but you are within the city. So it's still like you're in a nice place. You're still in high money. Lots of artisans, incredible crafts. As you guys are walking through this, every building is made of stone. They are, again, very well made, but they're not opulent. It's not like with tons of hanging banners and various enchantments to make them look even more better. More better. God, Jesus Christ. You guys let me do this?
We
But
let
you
you
do
do it
make-
because we can.
Yep.
You make your way through the streets again. Is anybody here looking for anything outside of just getting from A to B?
I mean, she's keeping her eyes open for Radrion, as she always is when she's walking in the city.
What particular time of day is it? Are we like at sundown? Is it dark now?
It would be getting close to that, and you would know that even though city life usually shouldn't stop because the island is descending, typically there's not a curfew by any means on the entire island. It's just accepted that once the sun is down, most business is done. Outside of, taverns and heavily
Yeah.
populated areas. But it is getting close to that. The streets are beginning to thin.
Drac is keeping an eye out for a tail besides his own. Making that clear before you decide to go, roll it, you see your tail.
Okay, then those of you that are on the lookout, give me perception checks.
Oh, goody.
I'm not good at these anymore. It sucks.
What do you want from me?
That's a 15.
Oh,
Nice.
that's a 23. What?
Nice.
20 for the doctor.
20 for the doctor. Okay. Drac, what are you on the lookout for? You said a tail not of your own. So like tiefling,
like,
other
Anybody,
dragonborn.
no, what I mean is anybody following the party.
Oh, got it. I see that kind of tail. Anybody tailing you guys. That is
You
fantastic.
see, I knew it. Like, I knew the fact that he
Well,
was
I
going to
figured
pull some
maybe
nonsense.
you
'cause
were looking for like
immediately his first
a
thought was
shady tiefling or something.
A tiefling? No.
There are other creatures with tails.
You
I was about to be a smartass and say Tweely's tail sticks out of the backpack, but anyway.
Yeah. You don't see anybody that is purposely following the party. I mean, some people do follow you for a bit, but just because you're going the same way. Eventually, they do break off and turn down a street or stop at a stall or something like that. But you get the feeling that you're not being tailed, watched, invaded upon.
Okay, that's fine then.
Perfect.
Red with a 23 perception.
Mhm.
What you notice is that you're used to a certain level of underbelly activities beginning to pick up at this time of day.
Yes.
You're aware of that also. It's an intelligent underbelly when you dealt with them. They didn't, walk around in sulking shadows and things like that. They had grown accustomed to dressing the part and just looking like they belong.
Right.
And you're looking around and you believe you may have spot one or two. Their purpose isn't here for you guys. You know why they're here. They're here to get anybody else who may look opulent, who is walking from that very incredible side of the city, going to their home they probably have here because it's less expensive. They may
Okay.
work or trade or guild themselves within the castle walls, but then they live outside of the castle walls. So I'd say you pick out a solid 3 individuals, you're like, underbelly. But they don't approach you guys, they don't target you guys, but you do notice them. Like, okay, nothing crazy is going on. Business appears to be as usual as one can accept a certain level of crime in their city.
Right. Good.
Doctor, you pick about one shady individual, and you're not used to such organized crime. And you
Very new to it.
very new, and you watch as someone who is very well practiced. You see someone who is dressed nice, clean shaven, not dirty, no tattoos visible, and they just kind of get a little too close to someone who's probably about 10, 15 feet away from you. And you barely spot the motion of a hand going through a pocket, and then they just keep walking.
Subtly impressed.
Well, at least things appear to be going as usual at night so far. I've spotted a couple of people with, my realm of the world.
Indeed. Well, it's early, so
True.
You do make your way to what is now it's a general temple. It's not actually named. It's just known as the High Temple, the temple, the temple in the noble district. Generic terms like that. There's no true name to this temple because it is one, the only true stone organized religion place of worship in the Phaedrift dynasty. And they accept basically almost all neutral to good aligned deities of the pantheon. It's a temple that most of the party is familiar with, as you've had services performed here on 2 particular party members.
Mm-hmm.
Specifically,
Fingers reattached.
fingers reattached, everything fine. It twitches every once in a while. It's like, but you arrive, head inside. I assume, imagine.
Yeah.
Okay.
let's see. We would try. Doc would look for the individual who initially asked him to look into it. If he can't find him, he'll look for someone that can get him in touch with uh, the dwarf cleric who summoned the doctor the night before they left.
Okay. As you walk inside, you look around, you can see it's a little bare. There's a couple of people who have taken up a section to worship, probably someone who is of the night or of the dusk, things like that. But you do find, actually, I wrote this specifically, that individual does work like the graveyard shift, the overnight shift, things like that. So you actually do see, kind of off by himself, sitting in the front, you do see a very familiar dwarven cleric, just in silent prayer.
Doc would approach, but not interrupt his prayer.
Okay. After about 2-3 minutes, he kind of raises his head up a little bit, and you see he kind of does a little roll his shoulders, and he puts his hands on the wooden bench, and he looks left to like make sure his grip is sturdy, then like sees your shoes, and then looks up and sees the mask, like, oh, evening, and he hops up off the bench and
Evening. Well, me and my compatriots have returned from the private port.
he kind of looks at the rest of you. Oh, with the he
Yes.
tries to like pantomime like veins and like things
Mhm.
like that.
Yes.
Oh, and he just immediately puts a finger up, like, like,
Yep.
nudges, like starts waving down the group, like, come with me.
Yep. Doc will follow.
Okay.
Up to everyone else that they want to come with as well.
Okay.
Oh, Red's going.
Okay. Is anybody not going or staying behind?
Drac has no sense of propriety, so he's just gonna follow along because he has no idea what the fuck is going on, really.
Okay.
Wait, Red, you're staying outside?
Mm-mm.
Oh, okay. I'll go.
Okay. So he leads all of you to. Last time, Doc, you were taken to the left and went immediately down.
Yes.
He takes you to the right, and it goes directly into a spiral staircase. Stonework, well made, nothing crazy. But heads up, about a good rotation, a flight of stairs, leads you all down a hallway that is. There's no second story in the main chamber area. It's very open, very large, but you kind of like follow the wall essentially until you do get to a smaller like side antechamber or office. It looks a little multi-purpose. You can see there are 2 desks in here. One looks used, one just is barren. Right, come in. Door behind you, please.
Whoever's last gets the door.
Yeah, Red will get the door.
Okay. Right, well, I know some of you. Some of you may know me, so let's start there. Fenrir Stonebeard, cleric of the light as she be. And he kind of points to Doctor. You were the. Don't know how to say this. You just said Doctor.
Yes.
And he looks at Zahn.
Lovik is on.
He
Is
rolled
on
a 2, so.
tall
right.
person. Whatever.
Strong lady.
Strong lady, I like it.
Oh, bless
take
you,
it.
whichever.
Not that.
And then he'll look to the rest of the group. And all of you are with these 2?
That's
Yes.
All right. Well, yeah, it's been a 10-day. Imagine you've returned. What happened? What did you see? What happened? What did you find?
Well, Doc will produce the black dagger. Found out what was causing the spread.
He kind of looks it over a little bit.
Don't catch yourself with that.
No, it's
Quite potent.
yes. It seems to have obsidian? No. It's not this. What is this?
I'm not fully sure myself. I do know that anyone stabbed with this can contract the same disease.
He like takes a step back. Right.
That's why I was saying don't
You're-
cut yourself with it.
You're not keeping that, are you?
I would like to continue my studies. I may have found a way of preventing further spread of the disease, or at least I know a way of countering it.
Right. Would you be against keeping it here? Open to you, but kept in the temple.
Don't see a problem with that.
You can see like a weight removed from his shoulders. Just like you almost hear it in your heart, like thud. Good.
I do need some equipment at least. Obviously, I need to go back to the apothecary and bring my own.
And he kind of put motion to the other desk. I can get you a key for this room. It's my makeshift office.
I appreciate the hospitality.
Hospitality? Are you kidding me? How many of these did you remove? How many were there?
3 ships worth.
His eyes just grow. And he actually has to catch himself on the desk.
There were a band of he looks at Drax, pirates.
He's just going to look at him, blink a couple of times, and then just slowly nod, like,
Our compatriot here, gesturing to Drac, it's an old friend of ours, and he had stolen away on one of these ships, and well, helped us make sure they sank below the clouds.
Well, that rests well in my heart. Make a persuasion check for me.
Natural 20.
Ooh.
Oh, huge. Again, you can see he's getting a little more relaxed. And, with that, because I said I would try and do something neat for natural 20s, give me an immediate insight check.
21.
You can see that while he is beginning to drop and be more comfortable, something is still weighing on his shoulders.
I must ask, on our way back into town, we heard a crier calling out a relic was stolen from the temple.
And he kind of lowers his head a bit, nods. Last night, and actually, no, wait. My last night, your 2 nights ago. Sorry. We were broken into. They took 2 important artifacts.
Did you need assistance recovering them?
Well, you've certainly proven yourselves handy at destroying powerful artifacts.
Right.
Sure, you could find them, but please don't destroy these ones. And he gives a little cracked half smile, to show he's joking while still being. They got fucking robbed. This probably never happens.
Do you have any leads on who might have been the culprits?
No, they knew exactly where to go. They came right in. There wasn't a broken door hinge or anything out of place. No one even knew it until they just went to go check and pray over the items.
It's a hint in and of itself.
Yes.
Do you have any descriptions or what the artifacts do, or we'll need those in order to recover them?
And he walks behind the desk and starts shuffling through his 5 drawers, oh, gunk. Oh, by the light. And he picks up a book and waves some questionable liquid off of it. I'd say, Zahn, you catch the whiff immediately. You know what this is. This is
Alcohol,
strong. He like waves it off.
Doc
Sets
would,
it down.
Can I drink?
Doc would use prestidigitation to make sure it doesn't stain the book.
Oh, thank you. And what'd you say, Zahn?
Oh, having a late night drink, are we?
Dwarven blood, what can I say?
Can't blame there.
And he opens it up and gets to about a quarter of the way through and opens up a page where it has this hand-drawn, incredibly beautiful picture of this chalice. Each of the handles is a depiction of a sundress female with long flowing hair. The chalice itself appears to be it's like a parchment paper and ink drawing, so it's not really color, but just looking at the detail taken into the drawing, you can tell it was an incredible artifact. The luminous chalice. Anything we used it in a ritual to normally many clerics and those of faith can make holy water after about an hour of prayer and practice. This could do it instantaneously. It was incredibly useful for blessing things, ensuring things were prepared or safe to consume, even purging of curses. It was one of the effects we attempted to use on that individual, and he'll look to Dr. and Zahn.
So either someone doesn't want you to have easy access to holy water, or someone wants easy access to holy water.
Well, it could also produce a liquid, for lack of a better term to describe this, it could make one greater healing potion per day. They could just make one. It could be consumed.
Interesting.
It could, through ritual, we could invoke liquid to appear in the chalice that could cure mortal wounds that could put a man in the grave.
Right.
And he flips a few more pages and then turns it and points it out. And this would actually get the attention of Drakix. Give me a religion check.
Ooh, I think I'm good at those. All right, I'm semi-decent at those. Dirty 20.
Jesus God, you guys are rolling hot. Nice.
Just
You would have
wait,
heard
we're
of
only
this.
getting started.
Yeah, you
Right.
would have heard of this one, Drakix. You would know this by its full name, even. The common name for it is the Sunfire Saber. It is a large hand and a half. It's a longsword styled saber. But it has been, through the songs and shanties you know, through religion and other things, it has described that the blade was made of pure sunlight with a golden hilt. The full name is Civ Malum's Sunfire Saber, and you would know Civ Malum is the patron deity of war, combat, battle, things like that.
So pretty much the quote-unquote brother to my god. Got it.
Yeah, essentially, yes.
He goes, wait, that's Civ Melon's blade.
You've heard of it.
Yes, stories and among
Was it-
other things.
The treasured artifact from the Age of Separation. During the uprooting of the islands, it was used to defend this temple and this island against the forces that would keep us tethered to the ground.
Ego, and it was here, and then no, still. He kind of like leans back a little bit and just crosses his arms and ponders a bit. He's not having good thoughts, but at the moment he's just like,
But those were the two items stolen. Of course, if discretion, please.
Of course.
The people know things were taken. They don't know what. and we're just hoping to recover them quickly.
Do you think it has anything to do with the weird sounds that have been reported in the evening?
I don't know, but they are similar in their arrival. At first, we thought it was just, drunken stories and old individuals hearing things, but it seemed there was some weight to their stories.
Who all was working in the evening when they were stolen?
Well, I was around, which is more disconcerting.
And you didn't notice anyone unusual?
No. That's why I'm a bit at a loss. You would think I would see somebody. I was in the main chamber nearly the whole night.
And that's where that located chalice.
No, they're kept beneath the temple, not too far from where the two of you were.
When was the
Cool.
last time you used it?
What was that?
When was the last time somebody used it?
Well, the most recent time for the chalice was when that individual was in our care.
Hmm.
And then the blade, it hasn't been wielded by anyone in 200 plus years. It was a relic from the age.
Question regarding the blade.
Mm-hmm.
Can we use it in order to help those in need before returning it, just as figured precaution because of everything else that's going on?
If you find it, we would like it back.
You'll get it
It's
back.
not
You
my
will-
call to decide who keeps such an artifact.
He nods his head. Goes, okay. Okay.
This is an off-topic question. Do you happen to know which professor was murdered not too long ago?
No, I had read about it, but I don't recall who it was. They were not of faith, so they were not buried or handled here.
Right. Okay.
I'm sure you could look through old papers.
Probably.
I'll need anything on the two items that were taken, just in order to help me better understand what they are exactly and their properties, in order to better assist with the search.
What
The
was
more
the question?
familiar, the better.
What was your question?
If he could get any paperwork, like any of the actual descriptions, the drawings of the two artifacts, in order to be better to familiarize himself with it.
Well, if either of you have talent with artwork, and he kind of just turns the book upside down to him, right side up to you, and he'll kind of put a page marker on those 2 pages.
Doc will make an attempt at it.
Okay.
Doc's used to sketching things in his journal, so.
True. Give me a dexterity check.
16.
Pretty good. Pretty good copy.
Perfect. Okay. That works for me. Yes.
Make a wisdom check, Doctor.
All right. 11.
When you get done, you realize you wrote the details in your language.
Yeah. That sounds about right, actually. It's force of habit. Nothing in this journal is written in nothing but nosh.
Yeah, you're so used to it. You're just like he shows it to you, Trackix. You're like, oh yeah, great pictures. Can't read this.
And he just like, perfect.
Red can read half of it.
Yeah, parts of it.
And he just sighs afterwards and rubs it like the bridge of his nose.
Copycat.
And he's just like, great. Great.
Was anyone in the last month or so asking questions about either of these artifacts?
Not that I can recall.
All right.
Well, my best there's two scenarios. Either someone from the temple assisted in stealing these, or this is a very powerful entity that was able to get by all of you.
Well, I
Right.
wouldn't exactly say all of us. I mean, it was myself and two younger brothers. We're not. We may have great things here, but we took faith in our vault, and now we are without two items.
Right.
And he just kind of like starts to drift off.
You know, a temple shouldn't have to have any kind of security. It's
Really think so?
I'm not sure of the others. I can't speak for them, but I know I will look for these artifacts, and I'm sure they will too.
Thank you. Oh yes. Wait here.
All right.
And he leaves the room.
Drac is softly whispering, like not even whispering. He's more like humming under his breath,
Mhm.
which means that he has an idea.
It's just eyeing whatever bottle he had, like, wonder if I could sneak a drink before he gets back.
That sounds about right.
Yeah. You won't try.
Being extra cautious, Red will cast message
Mhm.
and talk to Drac. What oddities are rumbling around in your skull at the moment? Have an idea?
He kind of like grins a little bit and back to her. Because oddly enough, he actually decides to use the message instead of using his old telepathy. He actually says, "There's a wonderful ability that I have thanks to who I follow. I just need to pray for a little bit and I'll be able to use it. And it may help us as long as I become more familiar with the items.
She'll
And
kind of-
in lieu of that, it would be locate object spell.
Oh,
Because with a long rest, he is able to change out his spells."
lovely. Yeah, she'll kind of give him a nod and a little smile back.
Okay.
Which is the reason why he also has like this little eye twitch when he says it, because he's like, more familiar I get, but then everything's a nosh, it's out the paper, so he's just like, can't really be familiar with it if I can't read it.
Anybody else?
The dagger is still in the room, right? Or do I still have
Yeah.
it? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Want to make sure.
And if you look at the other desk, you realize the other desk is, if you choose to check it out, it is just empty. It has been cleaned of any previous owner's papers, items, effects. But the only thing it has is a very plain, non-enchanted inkwell and a very plain quill.
Well, I guess Doc will take the time and put his bag on the table and unpack his alchemy set.
Okay.
Do you think the thing with me should be here or at the apothecary?
Well, he didn't seem to be keen on letting this dagger out of this temple.
Right. So are we going to have to do this here then?
Well, at least until I finish with the dagger.
Right.
I do need to go into town and find some tools. Though I don't think I have the money required to do so.
How much do you need?
Door opens. Dwarf walks in. He's holding a chest.
Oh.
It's probably, decently sized, like that, like that. And he boom, sets it on his desk. Right. Well, this was determined to be set aside for those that went out to the port. If you wouldn't mind. And he hands what looks to be like a ledger, essentially, to the doctor.
Doc takes it and reads it.
Spare no detail to assist in affirming payment is in line. And he gives like a wink.
Payment, that word's nice to hear. She clinks her like 5 copper.
Jack just
I would say there's those of you who have lived that lifestyle in your background. You understand this dwarf is of faith. But he is definitely one who would be salt of the earth kind of cleric. He is with the people. He gets it. He understands. He's not like high and mighty hoity-toity.
Good.
There's also a reason you haven't seen him cast many spells yet.
I mean, it's one spell so far.
One.
And he natural 20'd it.
True.
Well, I will. I will fill in everything I need know to assist in this.
Thank you. And he waits.
Doc begins writing.
Okay. What do you just give me a gloss over? What do you put in there? Or I guess what do you don't put in there?
What I don't put in there is that they're from Reese.
Okay. Aside from that, you spare no detail?
Yes.
Okay. About 45 minutes to an hour pass.
Yep. Very detailed.
What does everybody do?
Drac yawns. He's fucking bored out of his mind.
Zahn ends up asking the dwarf for a drink and then sits on the ground.
Okay. He procures you this amber glass blown bottle. It's not like the greatest glass blown shape job, but it holds the liquid.
Exactly. It works. Yeah, she just takes it, sits on the ground,
Red,
waits
Eva?
for Doc.
If Eva will let her, she kind of finds a place to sit down and pulls Eva over and just wraps her arms around her.
That's fine. Eva's still having a bit of an internal crisis figuring out what the fuck happened, so.
Yeah.
Actually, how long do you expect this to take? You said 45 minutes to an hour, roughly?
Mhm.
Would it be enough time to complete an attunement?
You know what? Yeah.
Okay, then I'll work on that.
Okay. What are you tuning to?
I have already done the ring that Drakix gave me, so now I'm going to work on the cloak.
Okay. You kind of look over at the 45-minute marker and you see Doc is still just endlessly writing. And you can only imagine in your mind, this man is probably writing down, the degree that we're outside, the wind was blowing, east
God.
to south.
I feel like Doc has a very good estimate of how many weapons were in that ship and what kind of weapons
easily.
there were in
Because
that ship.
you did walk one of them.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mhm.
I walked one
I
of
think-
them, and I searched through. There's no information where they came from. That is
I
from
think
the
we know
church.
what Doc's level 8 feet is going to be. It's just going to be
Keen
keen mind
mind.
made it up. Yep.
I
Mhm,
have been
mhm.
tempted to the entire time. I'll be honest with you, but I got me a watch to do just that, so I didn't have to.
True.
Fair enough.
I do need to fix that though.
Okay. An hour 15 minutes passes, and Doc, you hand over the tome. Another 10, 20, 30 minutes passes as the dwarf reads it. And then he sets the book aside for the ink to dry, and then pats the chest twice. The church thanks you for the work you have done, and should you retrieve missing items, this will seem like a paltry gift. And he leaves the room without another word.
Anybody want to look in the chest there?
I think
Drac
everyone
is already
does.
opening it.
Yes. Zod is over there.
You really, it's like, as you guys are looking and you're talking to him, the two of them probably just like quietly walked over. You kind of like look to each other, nod, and
Yeah.
both flip it open.
Hey, remember
Um,
what I said last session? Son and Drakic sitting in it.
um, who touches the chest first?
Rollies?
Yeah, we can do rollies.
I'm getting out my actual dice for this.
I'll do that too. All right, let's see.
Ooh, my lucky number. 13.
Okay.
All right, hold on. Give me a second. Let me get my dice. The dice bag is not what I open right now.
Yeah.
That's a 15.
Dracus, as you put your hand on it, you realize that you try to. It opens just fine.
I was about to say, it's like he just probably blinked a couple of times, like that was weird. Whatever.
Within it, it is filled to the brim with coins. But as the two of you look at this, you realize there's only one type of coin in this chest, and it's not silver.
Is it platinum?
It's fucking copper.
It looks like silver.
It's platinum.
It's
It is platinum.
He's got a chest full
No.
of platinum. How big was this chest again?
This chest is filled with 100 pieces of platinum.
That's
What?
1,000 gold.
No. That's 10. Though.
No.
No, one platinum is 10 gold.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
just 1,000.
I'm like,
Zon's
wait,
about to have a
no,
freak
my
out.
math is right.
So this is our
Ugh.
returning of the money we spent on the petrification.
Right.
Woo. Okay.
He's gonna look to everybody and just go, should I hold this? Motioning to his bag. That is endless and apparently can hold a skeleton inside of it.
Do you count the coins?
He would
Not
definitely count the
here?
coins. Come
Okay.
on, he's a smug. He's definitely
Okay.
counting the coins.
But here, though.
No reason.
Yes,
not to.
no, he would do it
Oh.
here.
Okay.
He
Oh, wow,
would.
okay. Yep.
Dracix,
Uh-huh.
give me an investigation check.
I'm not good at those.
You're the one counting the coins.
Be nice to me. That's an
Really
11.
Okay.
Okay, all right.
You find 100 platinum.
Okay. He kind of like looks to everybody. It's like looks to like everybody else. I'm like, it was supposed to be 100 platinum, right?
Doc looks at the chest. Is there any kind of check Doc can do? Be like, the volume of the chest matches the amount of coins.
So typically for any check, I will give the party 2 chances,
Mhm.
or one person can roll the advantage. So if you take this and fail, there will be no more checks allowed.
Fair enough.
Even to determine if there are false sides or bottoms.
Correct. Because the
Oh.
party has taken 2 stabs at it.
Okay, go ahead.
That
I love
is-
that.
said
I had to put
investigation?
0 to it. I had to try.
Yeah.
I also let you guys know, I forgot about this. Due to bouncing issues, I am reducing your help dice to 1.
I think that's fair.
Sacred
Before we
That
roll.
is fair. That is
Okay.
Yeah.
I have sorcery points. It's fine.
Oh,
Yeah.
yo.
I think you're the reason we're getting nerfed, to be honest.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah, probably.
So, anyways,
He's not even
look,
denying
look,
it,
a
too.
distraction.
You said, do I roll investigation?
You may roll an investigation check. What did you roll?
I kind of want to use my reroll for this.
It is your call.
Yes, I will use my reroll for this.
Okay.
All right, it's better. 16.
16. You're looking over it, and indeed, the outside of the chest does not match the inside of the chest.
Doc with the
You do find within the woodwork what appears to be a little latch or switch that could be pressed to remove a false bottom.
Doc will press it.
Okay. I need you to make. Who's all near the chest?
Definitely me.
Red is probably trying to contain her drool at this point.
So I need,
Fair.
I need Red, Drakex, and Doctor to make Constitution saving throws.
Oh,
I was
goody.
gonna say Zahn was there 'cause she was beside him while it was.
Con save. All right.
I'm going to say
That's
Doc failed.
13.
23.
24.
Okay.
7 for the doctor.
Red
Oh,
and
no.
Zahn, you inhale this interesting gas that is puffed out of the sides of the chest. You notice nothing. You look at the doctor. It's not coughing, sneezing, doesn't seem to be acting any differently. You look at Drakex. And for some reason, Drakex, you cannot stop smiling. You have this huge, like almost painful smile on your face.
Jack is smiling and slowly, very, very slowly, turning to the dwarf and pulling out the spear.
He's not there.
He's just like, I'm gonna stab a guy. I'm gonna stab a guy. He tries the spear and he just
Doctor,
slowly.
you can feel this smile on you as well, but no one else can see it.
I figured.
But you do remove the false bottom. There is a note along with what looks to be another, like, essentially another case that's maybe like an inch deep, but it's the entire width and length of the chest, minus like a half inch to fit in there.
Doc will take out both the case and note.
The note just reads, "Couldn't help myself to a good laugh." And then has, Stonebeard.
Mm-hmm.
And then you open the case carefully.
Yes.
You open the case carefully, and it's a good thing you do, because the slightest gust would blow away. You don't know how much of this case is packed like incense with a powdered material.
Ooh.
If you want to give me a investigation or arcana check, I will grant it.
I will
And
attempt
that's for
an
anybody that sees this.
I will attempt an arcana.
I will also attempt an arcana, which I normally don't do because Doc generally handles all this stuff, but I am proficient, so
You never know.
Investigation or Arcana?
Yep.
They're both the same.
oh my gosh. That's
did
a
better than
nat
Doc.
20 for a 25.
22. No, wait. That's not correct.
Add like 10 more on. To
It's 19 for the doctor.
19 for the
No.
doctor, 18 for Zahn. It looks reminiscent of things you've seen in a very not too long ago visited mine. And then red, you get it immediately. This thing is hard packed like incense with diamond dust.
Oh, I could use this. You remember how I told you I have a spell that can, bring someone back from temporarily dead?
Mm-hmm.
It requires diamond dust.
Does it require diamond dust or diamond? There's a
Uh,
difference.
There's a
oh,
difference.
crap. It is diamond dust. It's diamonds. Crap.
Okay.
Mhm.
But I'll say red. You can immediately identify this amount. It's probably about 500 gold worth.
So this is 500 gold worth of diamond
Zahn and
dust.
Doctor, you're both like, that's a lot of money.
Doc's just grinning.
Yeah, you
Jack
can't
is
see it,
still
but
like,
he's smiling.
I'm going to Jack is just like turned around, spear in hand, walking towards the door. I'm going to skin the dwarf. I'm going to skin the
You leave the dwarf alone.
The dwarf just gave us a lot of money.
Right?
I'm still going to skin the dwarf.
Anybody's spells use diamond dust?
No, but it could probably be traded for something that could be used.
Right.
Oh yeah, a spell that I have used, diamond dust. I totally need that.
It's called coin pouch.
Yep.
Right.
It's called that would fit perfectly in my coin pouch. I could just sprinkle some whenever I need to pay for something.
Beautiful.
Y'all are nerds.
All right. That seems to be it. What do you guys do?
Well,
If and when we're heading out, Savannah's going to make sure that Drax does not go to skin anybody.
You do see off in the distance Father Stonebeard, and he just sees Drax and just goes, you can see he's chuckling. You can't hear it, but you can see as he waves. Just
And then Jack just like kind of like pulls the sphere and just like waves at it too, and then kind of like chucks it into the air, grabs it in a reverse handle as if he's gonna throw it, and probably that's when they come out and grab him. He's just like, let me
No.
let go, let me let it
Drax.
go.
about that time.
Drax.
About that time, two other clerics begin to close in.
Drax,
Drax,
cut
if you
it
want to
out.
fight anybody, fight me later.
And one of them speaks up. Excuse me, sir. Weaponry typically isn't allowed in the temple.
We were just leaving.
That's
He
probably
kinda
for
like-
the best.
He kind of like just looks at them and just goes, Temple of War allows weapons.
This is a general temple. All are welcome,
Yeah.
and we want
Mm.
to keep them feeling safe. Have a good night.
Begrudgingly puts it away, but then he like looks directly at the father and just like points directly at his eyes and directly back at him, just like, if I see you.
You're saying all of this with a smile.
Yes.
Yes, which
Your
completely
smiles will
undermines
persist
his
for
meaning.
1 hour.
Right. Careful, Drac. You don't want to grow another mustache.
He turns to look at her with the biggest eye twitch and the smile. He's just like, good,
You
good
grew
to-
a mustache? I'll need to hear this story later.
Oh, yes, you will.
He's gonna walk out directly.
You all head out of the temple.
With the chest.
With the chest.
I feel like somebody would just go back, wait, hold on. Let's take this. Drac, stop, and just like tries to shove it into his bag, and he's still walking.
Yep.
Pause
Doc's trying to
and put it
carefully
in.
put the diamond dust in his bag without spilling any of it.
Okay, ease of do. It's in a well-made case.
Yeah.
I don't want to spill any of that.
Need not.
Okay.
So
The
where are
sun,
we headed for the
this
night?
time, well, the sun has set. The streets are not barren, but pretty. It's still like early-ish. It's just like 7, 8 o'clock at night. There's still people around. People are still conversing and talking and things like that. But it's not as nearly as busy as most of you are used to seeing it.
While I'm going home, I have a child I need to catch up with. Anyone's welcome to come if you need a place.
Already know I'll be there.
Can I take the couch, or I'll just sleep on the corner? And
You'll
I'll
have
just
to
sleep on the corner.
I was gonna say you can fight Zahn for the couch if you'd like.
No, I'll sleep on the corner. It's fine.
I'll head back with Doc.
Oh,
Part of her knows that he probably shouldn't be left alone, especially after what they just went through.
Doc's gonna look to Drakix. Before you go, just so I can reset the timer on this thing, I need to use the spell again on that friend in your bag. So he's not
1 second. 1
so
second.
he's just not hostile tomorrow.
He just immediately puts his hand in and just drags out his head.
in the middle of the street.
Yeah.
No, he's gonna go down into an alley.
Okay.
He's not that crazy.
Just checking, man.
smiling, though.
He is still smiling, so yeah, I guess he is that crazy.
I mean, unbeknownst to him, Doc is too. But
Yeah.
You head down a corner.
I will spend a third level spot casting animate dead on the thing, so I can reset the timer to where it's every evening now. I can recast it because every morning makes it a little bit difficult sometimes for the rest of the day.
Okay.
Yeah, with that, he just kind of pushes his head back in there. Like, et tu, brute, et tu. Anyway.
I must give me one of these bags at some point. It'll make this much simpler.
Truly.
Nah, I don't want to deal with the taxman. Okay, look, all right, they're assholes. You don't want to deal with them. You don't want to know the fact that they exist. Just know that, okay? Just know that.
Right. On time should we all meet up in the morning?
Well, it'll take me, Zahn, if we left at, let's say, 7 in the morning. It'll take us roughly an hour and a half to get back into town.
Right. So early. Oh, good.
Ew.
I'm just giving you an estimate. Didn't have to be that early.
Well, I'm certain you want to go with me when I go to the academy, so
Yes, well, it's more or less, do you know someone else we can speak with? I was thinking we would speak with Professor Gale,
sounds like a plan.
since she helped us with the portal as well. So maybe she can tell us what happened, and maybe help us retrieve what you lent the professor.
Right. If it's still there.
And assuming the professor murdered was the one we're thinking it is.
I think it would be too big of a coincidence for it not to be.
Agreed. Well,
All right. Well,
getting late. The last train's probably leaving now, around now, so should probably head out.
all right. See you in the morning.
See you all in the morning.
Okay.
Zahn is going to give Drax her copy of the key to Doc's house. Sorry. Zahn is yeah. Words. Yep. My brain is here tonight. It's fine.
He blinks a bit in order to just oh wait, yes, apothecary key. Yes,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah. I'm going with him, so yeah, or I'll just for now next time. Could I maybe also steal a few of that platinum? I seem to have moths in my coin purse.
Yeah, He's
Vaults
gonna
in my coin purse.
That's great.
look. In all honesty, all he does
She opens
really.
her coin purse and a moth actually flies out.
Bye, George.
It looks skinny, like emaciated.
He actually hands her like 10 platinum.
Ooh. Thank you. I don't think I've ever held a platinum coin before.
You
Now
have not.
don't spend it all in one place.
I will try not to.
Remember, that is technically like 1,000 copper each coin. Just remember that.
You don't need
Oh.
that many javelins, okay?
On the contrary, I
And
might
where will you carry them?
on my back.
That is way too many. You'll be crushing little weights. Trust me.
Right.
Sure.
We can use it to pick up some tools on our way into town tomorrow.
Right.
Yeah.
He kind of like just leans over to Zen and just goes, look, if anything, just get 30. I'll take 15. You take 15, but we put it in my bag. Okay?
Perfect. Okay. Perfect.
Zahn walks
I
around looking
like
like
you.
a porcupine.
No. I said I put it in the bag, which means like nobody would know we have it until Zahn goes, I need a javelin, and all of a sudden, magic javelin appears out of bag, gets chucked over to her.
Yep.
Nice.
Perfect.
Okay. Everybody heads back to their respective places. Doc and Zahn heading to the apothecary.
Yes.
Yep.
And Drakix, Red, and Eva heading to Eva's homestead. Do I have that correct?
Yes.
Okay. We'll go with the smaller party first. Is there anything the two of you wish to accomplish during your travels to the apothecary or any events in the apothecary before you enter a long rest?
Far too late to go visit anyone.
Bang, where you want to go? Again, it's not like late. It's just kind of accepted when the island descends. Most businesses, aside from restaurants, taverns, things like that, most of them close.
Doc will think if we have any food that should still be good in the apothecary.
We still have 20 rations if we just wanna
Yes.
not.
That would probably be best for now.
Okay.
Otherwise, Doc's gonna get back and he's just gonna start precipitation the entire apothecary because I'm sure it's dusty as hell in there.
Okay. You handle that easily. Zahn?
Zahn, on their way, she does divert them both to get a little bit of some beverages.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Are you going to stop and drink there, or are you getting them to bring back?
Oh, to bring back.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Easy enough to do. How
She'll
much are you
spend-
looking to spend?
It's Zahn. She probably doesn't really know the worth of a platinum.
You have Doc with you, so
That is true. She'll spend 5 gold
Okay.
for some good shit.
Give me a moment. Just double checking something. You're gonna spend 5 gold?
Yeah.
Okay. How many bottles are you trying to buy with that 5 gold?
Probably like 2.
So 2.5 gold apiece bottles. That puts you above aristocratic. So what happens is
Yes.
you get to a tavern. You don't know
Yeah.
this fucking place. You just see a building that's popping with fucking sound. Bards are
Yep.
playing. You're in a noble district. Whatever. You
Yeah.
head right in,
Yep.
and they don't even like. There's a moment where like some people look at you like, "What the fuck?
Who the
That's a
fuck's
big
that?
lady. Who's that weird bird man with her?"
Why
But
do they have weapons?
the bard keeps just rolling with it. You
Yep.
do see a couple town guards, but they clock you, but they don't. You didn't come in aggressive. You just came in inquisitive. So they clock you, but they don't like approach you or anything. They just kind of
Mhm.
see you.
Mhm.
Actually, this would be interesting. Give me a as a barbarian. What would this be? Give me a because you're proficient with athletics, correct?
Oh yeah.
Give me an athletics check.
Yeah. Why do I have it? I
We
did
will
not
just
mean to
take
have advantage.
we'll take the left number. It's fine. So a 24.
Yeah.
With a 24 and the guards roll, you do see another like kind of a beefier but more like beer gut, like just big chest beer gut
Mhm.
guard, and he's got like this huge fuck off longsword on his back, and kind of
Yeah.
the two of you have like the look, like
The look.
yeah, like
Yeah.
and he's just like after a moment of like just intense staring, like even his buddies are like, should we? Are we? Is it going down? Should we get ready? You see one guy like doesn't know what to do, so he tries to get up and like grab his longsword, and you see the guy you're staring down just grabs his whole shoulder and yanks him back and just gives you the nods.
I give a curt nod back.
Yeah, barbarian moment.
Oh yeah. Fuck yeah.
You head to the bar. You tell him what you're looking for, how much you're willing to spend, and
Yeah.
he sets down 2 bottles, gives you exchange for what you're spending.
Cool.
And these bottles are one, the glass blowing job is immaculate and incredible. It is this kind of this greenish tint amber to it with this finely made cork that is wax dipped, like it's sealed that way. Across it, you do see a familiar name. Let me get over to it real quick. You do see what looks to be the insignia is a cask with a bow over it, like a long bow.
Oh yeah.
You recognize this as Cask Bow Ale, and you know
That's
very well it's high quality like ale.
the
It
good
is
shit.
incredible stuff. Yeah,
Amazing. I am satisfied.
yeah. Like he's just
Doc?
he's like, anything else, miss? Food, perhaps?
You got something on a leg of something?
Absolutely, yes, of course. How much would you like? Like you
3
have his full
pieces.
focus. You can see other people are like holding their drinks, like.
Hello? 3 pieces? Make it
Absolutely,
4. Make it 4.
of course, yes. Will you be dining with us tonight?
No. We gotta
Hmm.
run.
It's
Yep.
quite a shame, but of course, absolutely. Leos down. Wait your turns.
Zod looks at Doc like, I don't know what I just did, but things are happening.
Yeah.
And then he comes back with this. You can't really tell the quality of it aside from the smell alone, because they're wrapped in like hard, like brown construction paper, essentially, like that hard
yeah.
paper,
Mhm.
wrapped, tied, and then just handed over to you in like a box, essentially. The smell is incredible. Like you are from an incredibly like tribe that wanders through the island you were from. You
Mhm.
know what good meat smells like. This it's like the first time you smell, grandfather's barbecue technique. It's just it brings back that kind of core memory.
She is in absolute heaven. Puts the 2 bottles in the box and just picks up the box and nods and thanks and turns to look at Doc. I got dinner.
I see. Well, we should
Yeah.
probably get home before it gets too cold.
Yeah. Shit.
Miss,
Yes.
and he kind of like holds his hand out. It'll
Puts
be a total of 5 gold. 5 more gold, please.
5 more gold.
Yes.
Oh.
That'd just be the change he gave you earlier.
Yeah.
He
Yep.
takes it and smiles. Is you sure there's anything else we can't get for you?
No, I thought though these were gonna be free with drinks. Okay. Yeah, no, we're
Oh.
good.
Okay,
Yep.
well, you have a great night.
You too.
And then he starts getting the other guys who are just like, who the fuck is this savage just walked in loaded to the gills with money?
She
Like the
looks up.
bards are playing now. You kind of hear like, she walked in and she was tall, strong with the accent. He was long, weird beard, black hat. Hey, folks, welcome around. And they just start playing.
I should note, Doc never uses these, but he actually still has them equipped. He has a light crossbow on his back and the quiver around his hip.
Okay.
So he never uses them, but he still has them.
But you head out, you get back home, and you go about the business you would want it to handle. The food is incredible. The ale is delicious.
Inspiration and charisma for Zon.
She just nods to the barbarian as they leave and
He
get at.
nods back.
I'm
And
good.
then, all right. Two of you finish your evening, go into a long rest. Now the other three. Unless you want to stop, your travel from where you are to Eva's homestead is unimpeded.
Red's gonna make sure to listen out for any of the weird noise things that have been happening at night.
Make a perception check.
Cool. That's gonna be a dirty 20.
Good God.
You do catch as you get right on the edge of what begins to be like the wealthy nobles and the nobles. A bit of this weird muffled laughter.
Do you want to? Does any of you hear that? I hear a weird laughter thing, and people were talking about.
Is Drax still all smiles at this point?
Good question.
Don't think an hour has passed yet.
So he's still looking and probably scaring the
Still
shit out of people.
quite smiled. Eva, you can catch it, but it's a little more faint. You can't
Alright,
find the
let me-
direction.
Let me see if I can catch it too. Hold on. Let me go with this +0. See what happens. No, he doesn't.
He's too busy smiling.
You think they're crazy.
Yeah, the smiling one thinks they're insane. Like, are you sure? Are you sure? You hear anything? I hear nothing. That's probably all in your head.
Your laugh is clouding your hearing. Anyway,
It's just a smile and not laughing.
whichever. Can she tell which direction the laugh?
As you were heading down the street, you notice it is kind of forward and a bit off to the left. Like if you had to try and narrow it down, you're not sure which alleyway, but there's like 2 or 3 alleyways that it could potentially be coming with, but it is on your left.
All right, so it's coming from one of these alleyways over here. Should we investigate now or wait for the others?
We're here. Let's go deal with it. You know, that's
Is this a sound of anything that we might have heard in the city before? Well, at least Eva.
I know. I want to go with no, just because while it is obviously very eerie to hear such a thing, it is just appears to be like a muffled low laughter.
Okay.
Does it sound like Radriel laughing? Because I'm sure Red would have heard that before.
Roll a history check.
God dang it. All right.
quick question, actually, considering who he is. Would something similar have happened on Reese or in his past travels?
No.
Okay.
Hmm,
I figured I'd go along that route, you know?
You're good. 13?
yeah,
It's not him.
it's not him.
Nope.
Well, it's not Radriel. I'm not sure that's connected. But, all right. I've not heard anything like it. Let's go see if we can deal with it. Or at least figure out what it is.
Drac is already kind of like looking into the alley, goggles down, making sure he can see.
Oh, that's a good question. How dark is it?
It's dark,
Oh, well,
and it's a
Red's
little
gonna.
where you are. Obviously, the further you get in the middle, the stronger the enchantments are. So where you're at, you're not like fog blind, but it
Mhm.
is a heavy to medium fog, just consistent through this area.
I think
You look down the alleyway.
prestidigitation does this.
Make
Mhm.
a perception check.
Okay.
Okay, let's see. Can I do better?
Can she also use prestidigitation with that so that she can blow some of the fog away?
I believe it has a range of 10 feet. You're welcome
Right.
to, yes, just letting you know that it's a cantrip. While
Right.
it is incredibly versatile and useful, here the issue would be range.
Got it. Okay, cool.
That's a 13.
13, it looks to be just like an offshoot alley. There's a couple of like boxes, a couple like rag sacks, probably trash or something like refuse.
Okay. Did you say investigation or perception?
Perception.
Okay. Perception. That would be a nat 20 for a 26.
Nice. You're looking down and you can see what Draxus is kind of pointing out, like a box here or there, like tied up refuse or trash bags. And then what you spot, Red, is what looks to be an individual who is kind of back against a wall, a tattered, darkened cloak over them, and you can see their shoulders are kind of shaking up and down. And then you look down and you can see what appears to be a darkened shape at their feet.
All right. She is going to message one at a time, but Eva first. As someone down there laughing, and does it look similar to the first person that she saw that got stabbed in an alleyway when they first got back?
It's is hard to say. Even with
Okay.
a 26 total,
Yeah.
they are similar, of course, but that just instantly because they both were wearing dark and tattered cloaks,
Right.
and they both got shanked.
Okay. Right. So it's kind of similar to the situation when we first got back with the person killed in the alleyway. And then she'll obviously tailor that for Drac and describe a person standing over another person with a person standing laughing.
Okay.
All right. Let's move out. Be careful.
Mm.
With a 26 total, Red, as you say that, I imagine you're keeping your eyes trained on the
absolutely.
visage. Aside from the needed moment to quickly glance over and make eye contact. No, wait, you don't have to see them. You just have to know where they are. So you just point. Never mind. Take that
Yep.
back. You do watch as the individual or shape on the ground begins to shake. And you hear a second vocalized laughter as the thing on the ground in its humanoid shape begins to shamble itself to its legs.
Oh, they're both awake now. Let's go. And does she know from experience that casting anything with light down this particular alley would it just blind everybody, like fog blind with reflections of light particles, or would it be safe to do that and everybody would still be able to see?
Uh, because magic is magic, I'm just going to make the call that spell to spell basis. You would know as a spell caster, and all of you would know this as spellcasters. Certain spells would displace the clouds because
Mhm.
that's what it is. You're beneath the cloud ocean at this point. The island has descended. just depending on the spell, if it has enough physical property, it could make a displacement, kind of like putting a torpedo through water, similar to that.
Oh,
Oh, we lost someone.
there she is. She's back.
There we go. Welcome back.
Thank you.
What do you need me to repeat?
Internet. Okay, so I heard something about displacement.
Yes, I'm gonna make that on a spell by spell call. Just imagine like watching a torpedo fly through the ocean.
Okay.
Sometimes it'll displace it, and then it will, not as quickly as water, but it will eventually fill back in. But in general, most magic that has an effect on the physical world, such as an explosion or other kinds of physical like impacts hitting things,
Mm-hmm.
would displace the fog. I would say unless you purposely cast things like light or daylight spells like that, that could have an increased effect with being fog blind / snow blind.
Okay, so no light, just, something that might temporarily illuminate them, like a firebolt shot straight past them.
Yeah, no, it would just be a source of quick, like firing a flare gun.
Cool. She's going to do that.
Okay. Are you trying to hit them?
No.
Okay. And you don't fire more of those. It just does more damage, correct?
Uh,
Right. You still
Yeah.
just fire one projectile, just higher damage. Okay.
Yeah.
Got that. Yeah. It streaks past them, and you see these two quick, pale, and I would say all of you can see this with the assistance of the quick flash of light. They're pale humanoid figures. The one that was originally standing has darkened, sunken in eyes, and the one that's getting up wasn't cloaked or anything. They actually look decently dressed, just a bit tattered now, considering what has happened to them. But they both see the lights, and let's see how they take to that. They bolt
Towards or away?
away.
Away, okay.
Do
do
I? He
you
kind of like he kind of blinks for a minute, like not expecting them to run away. So he's kind of like caught a little bit off guard. Should we stop them? Maim them? Cut off their legs?
Can you catch them? I don't know if I can catch them.
How far away are they?
Well, they were about 45 feet away.
Okay. Could do a thing which would probably wake everybody up in an area. So God damn it all.
So Red's going to start racing once she sees them take off. And if it appears that she's simply keeping pace with them and she's not able to outpace them at all,
Mhm.
she's just going to inspect where they were to see if she
Your
can pick up
movement
any
speed is 35 or 30.
30, yeah.
You keep pace.
Yeah, he's following behind
Actually,
her.
do you dash?
Yeah.
You keep pace.
Yeah. Okay. And seeing that she's not going to be able to catch them because they're keeping the same pace as her, she's going to go back to where they were
Okay.
and take a look at the ground to see if she can find anything over there.
Okay. Make an investigation check.
Do we want to catch them? That is the question.
Not if it's going to attract the attention of the entire city on the
Right.
process.
Never mind. He's not gonna go in it. He's not gonna go after them.
Or, well, at least not without telling somebody of authority. That way we don't end up with people hunting us.
Right. Anybody want to help me search over here? Preferably someone who can see in the dark.
Yes, dear, give me a moment.
He's gonna stand guard then. He's gonna watch over everybody else while the two of them search.
Give
Okay.
me just a moment. Nope, never mind. Investigation? 7.
Oh.
Wouldn't
Oh,
that be
no.
an advantage because she's being helped?
Oh yeah, I am helping you.
Oh, I thought you had your own roll. My bad.
No.
Roll again, please.
Yep, just a second.
One more time.
19.
There it
yes.
is. You look down, Eva, and unfortunately, this is a bit of a familiar scene to you, given your past profession. You've seen many of what you call shank and runs.
Mm-hmm.
Usually, a body's left behind, though. You just see a bit of blood, torn clothing, and that's it.
This wouldn't happen to be any unique blood to us, would it?
No.
Okay.
Your world is currently in grayscale.
True.
Do you want a light? I can make a light really quickly and kind of muffle most of it so it doesn't reflect off of this fog that much.
I have a better idea, actually.
Ooh.
And she's going to take some of the clothes that she has in her pack and use it to soak up some of that blood and just put it back in her pack for later.
Okay.
Right. Well, we have at least a lead for this, if not for the relics. Shall we?
He's gonna nod and follow behind them.
Okay. You make it home without issue.
How late is it by the time we get home?
Oh, goodness. 9, 10.
Oh, jeez.
Okay.
Oh, sweet. So he's not gonna scare her with a smile. Got it. Got it.
You finally feel your face muscles and cheek muscles, everything relax, Jackix.
He is just stretching out his jaw. He's like, ah. Like you all of a sudden you see her crack. He's like, oh my god, that feels so much better.
Right, you were looking crazier than usual.
Yeah? Did you not? I swear, I will stab him. I will send him a cactus for him to sit on.
Hmm. Cassandra's probably asleep, right, Eva?
Getting there at least, yeah.
Why don't you go see if you can tuck her in?
I will. And I will immediately be heading upstairs. There are leftovers if you need something to nibble on at any point through the night. Doc made a fantastic meal before. Some of the food should still be good, even though I know it has been a while. We did try to preserve some of it, so help yourselves.
Thank you. And he is going to go and find some grub because he has probably had terrible food for like the last month and a half.
For a good minute.
Well, it's been a minute since we've been home, too, so it's not in a great condition, but it's passable.
Listen, it's a lot better than grub on the ship. I will definitely take it.
Okay.
And Red will kind of follow Eva up the stairs.
Okay.
And when she goes into Cassandra's room to tuck her in, she's going to kind of stand in the doorway with this, like, affectionate smile on her face.
Okay. Eva, you head upstairs. What you notice first is that there's no particular four-legged Feywild hound awake at your attention. Thinking maybe he's just asleep, you head into Cassandra's room, and you find the room and the bed neatly tucked, neatly made, and empty. We're going to go to break.
Well done, sir. Well done. Not even upset.
So, We're gonna go take our snack break because I'm hungry and I need to get a snack in me. We'll probably take about, what are you guys feeling? 10 minutes, 15 minutes?
Yeah.
That sounds
well,
about right.
All right,
10
we'll take
sounds
about
good,
a 10 to 15-minute break. Go get your own snacks. As you all know, I am a huge advocate for a snack at D&D table, and as I've told you before, I don't do it here because I doubt you guys want to see me stuff my face with fat kid food. So I'm going to go do that now off camera while we're on our break screen. But until then, enjoy your own snacks, and we'll see you guys in about 15 minutes. See ya. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Thank you so much for hanging out during our snack time break. Per usual, because I am a fat kid, I'll talk about our snacks. Let's take a quick second, actually. Like, do you guys snack it? Like, if you had an in-game D&D game, do you guys snack at your D&D tables?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
awesome.
will definitely
yeah.
bring all the snacks.
Ah,
And they're probably like pizza being delivered too.
oh, nice.
Mm-hmm.
Huge staple.
Or
I
pizza
know,
Tonight, I
right?
had some of those, like, cheap gas station strawberry Hostess donuts things, the little twirls. So good. Oh,
Yeah,
Yeah, I
Doritos
will. Hopefully, I never actually have a table because they will make me poor with all the food I'm gonna get them. And if anyone that actually plays with me hears that, I didn't say anything. Don't come
Mhm.
at me. No,
Okay.
no.
what'd you guys have for snacks tonight?
Oh, you know me. I had popcorn.
Yeah, popcorn. Yeah, I know you.
Yep.
We ate all
Tea
the
and
popcorn
crackers.
yesterday.
Oh,
I'm so sad.
sorry, buddy.
I have Oreos and milk.
Oh, solid staple. Really, come on. Oreos and
Yep.
milk. Good choice. Hiva?
I have made dinner, which is broccoli and cheese stuffed chicken breast.
Oh, that sounds really
Ooh.
good.
And for snack, I just have some oatmeal cream cookies.
Solid.
Mhm.
Zon?
I had tea and crackers.
What kind of crackers?
Just water crackers because I like plain.
That's fine.
Yeah.
This is like a kid snack I grew up with was graham crackers with icing on it, like cake
Oh, yeah.
icing, like frosting.
Oh my
Yeah.
Those are
Oh my
great.
God.
I don't know if that was just a me thing. Have you guys heard
No,
of
I
this?
love those things.
What?
See, chat, you have to take anything he says with a grain of salt because he calls himself a fat kid. He works out for 3 hours a day, eats
Yeah.
3,000
It's not-
calories, and still snacks.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
This man has the metabolism of a 10-year-old.
Yeah, it's my metabolism is just two V8 engines fused together to make a W16.
He's not a fat kid. Not even close.
He is in
Okay.
heart and stomach.
Ooh.
Bring it
Moose
in.
tracks cookie dough ice cream in the chat.
Oh, that
Ooh.
sounds really good.
Well
Does
done.
sound really
Oh
good.
man. All right then, bring it in. So Eva, as you look into the room where your child should be sleeping sound, everything is neat, organized, in its place. The bed is made. It is very well made at that, like super tucked in, like nicely made.
Definitely not Cassandra's level of tucked in.
Exactly.
Eva is not usually one for emotion, and her first instinct is obviously panic, but she has had enough training to where she shoves that down for a minute to let logical process take over. And she knows there are 2 other places Cassandra would be, one of them being her neighbor, in which case she's in good hands, but not likely because Cassandra usually stays home. So the other option, and what Eva's going to do in respect to that, is reach into herself to find that source of her magic where her new patron is,
Mhm.
and just reach out in her mind using that link and ask, is she safe?
Ooh. Okay. Let's see here. This can be a difficult issue to tackle because I don't want to just give you just easy one-way tap consistently. So roll a
I don't know
D100.
if- I don't know if I can dream walk, so I really don't know what to do here. So this is D100. Oh god. There we go. Flat 50.
There is no response.
Okay. That leaves her with some information. She will go back out of the room where Red was waiting. The normal disguise that she keeps up is gone, and her eyes turn a deep, burning crimson color.
Okay.
And Red will immediately move forward and just kind of hold her. We should wait until the morning. Maybe she's over with the neighbors. Unless you want to do. Should we wake them now?
No. If my assumption is correct, and I hope to find out this evening, she won't be there.
All right.
Making pacts with otherworldly beings always has a consequence somewhere, and it makes sense that Cassandra makes amazing collateral, so I'm not even really surprised. As
How
long as
much
she
of
is
the-
safe.
How much of the pact did you tell Red?
Well, considering that all hell broke loose the day after it happened, Eva made Red aware that this was a pact that was made in an attempt to free Cassandra. And Eva herself doesn't know what the being is or what the context of their pact really is, except that they promised knowledge in exchange for servitude. And Cat, if you do not move, you will be the next thing that gets skinned. Get over here.
Well, the whole reason for the pact was to keep Cassandra safe, so I can't imagine that any harm would befall her as long as you're continuing to do whatever this entity needs you to do. Right?
It's hard to say. Otherworldly beings and their pacts usually come with stipulations and loopholes. But I'm hoping I can find out more if we can do that whole dream walking thing. I don't even know if I can still do that, but I'm going to try.
Right. Does my urn help at all? Can I help in any way?
Well, I don't know if it will make a difference, but I mean, you're welcome to come along and bring it too.
Right, of course.
I honestly have really not tested what the differences are, so any help is welcome.
Right.
Drakix, did you stay downstairs?
Yes, sir, I did. I was rummaging for food.
Okay. You do find some food.
He would be in earshot, though, so he would hear that. Because Eva's house is not that big.
Right. You do find some food. As the two of you split ways, be a little bit back in time here. The three of you split ways, two going upstairs, and Drakix, you heading towards the kitchen.
Mhm.
You get some food for yourself, find some things that are probably the leftovers she was talking about. You're not really sure. But you do find some things that look incredibly edible and delicious, and you set them on a table. And once you do so, you can see that there is a piece of parchment on the table.
He's going to take some of the food, bite into it, and take the parchment and read it.
And it reads, "Dearest Eva, Cassandra was not feeling too well, so we decided to keep her with us tonight. Should you return tonight, she is with us, just a little under the weather." And it is signed with
Amma?
yes. Signed with I was trying to get the spelling.
Yeah, Amma Brickto.
Yeah. A-N-N-A Brickto.
Oh, I had her name wrong too then. Thanks.
You might have had it right. I just can't flip pages fast enough. I was just trying to get the spelling correct, so I didn't tell you the wrong spelling.
No, you're good.
But now I can't find them.
So he reads it. He finishes eating. I'm pretty sure at that point he heard what happened upstairs.
Yes.
He takes another piece of whatever it is that he's eating, paper
Some
in
very-
little parchment in hand. Mm-hmm.
Some very good venison, if I remember correctly, right, Doc?
Pretty sure.
Pork,
dropped some money.
chicken. I got a little bit of everything, honestly. And I made a big ass breakfast with it. So
He's probably like
dinner.
has like a drumstick in his hand or whatever of some of one of them, and he's just slowly chewing it as he goes up the stairs. And instead of actually saying anything, he just holds out the letter to Ava.
Oh.
Because he's still chewing.
Just gives him a weird look, but takes it from him.
AMMA.
Okay,
I thought I had highlighted their name. That's why I was flipping so quickly. I went over like 2 times and missed it because I thought I highlighted it and I didn't. And I don't know where my highlighter is. DMs, keep more than 1 highlighter.
Sir, you can keep 5. They all disappear.
Mm-hmm.
You're not
Yeah, I was about to
wrong.
say that.
Eva
It's
will
probably
take
all in the back of your desk.
right. Eva will take that letter and read it over, and
It's familiar handwriting. It is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The anger like dims a little bit, but now there is more determination, and she just takes it and gives a thank you to Drakix before dragging Red to bed because now she's fucking tired. It's been a minute.
Gives a thumbs up, goes back downstairs, finishes his plate of food, washes it, washes his hands, probably cleans off his snout and everything else, and just goes, okay. Goes, lays down on the bed, like on the couch. And then as he does, he holds onto his amulet and offers a slight prayer. And then he focuses on the teachings that he's gone through and everything else in order to change up his, like, what would be considered practically changing up his mindset, which allows him to change his what abilities he has magic-wise. That way, tomorrow we can actually go ahead and try to find these things, and then eventually pass it the fuck out.
Okay. The party may enjoy a long rest.
Oh, yes.
As a practical test, if Eva tries to dreamwalk, what happens?
Roll a d20.
Because this is something she would definitely be testing. 17.
17. You find yourself walking in a manner that you are familiar with when it comes to satisfying the hunger that was cursed upon you.
Mm-hmm.
But you do not find an ability to control it.
Okay.
You don't find yourself in any of Red's dreams. You actually just find yourself. Let's see who you get. Where's my chart?
Oh, you have a whole city to choose from, sir.
I know. Where's my wild magic chart of civilians?
Civilians, Drac, and Red.
You this is good. You find yourself in a familiar street corner, not too far from where your house is. The smell of incredibly fresh made bread instantly fills your nostrils, and you look and you can see like the bubble of this dream is centered around this bakery, and you can see a familiar neighbors of yours who does own said bakery. You see you only know them by their first name. You see Saraya. Sariah. What's interesting about Saraya is that she has this kind of consistent blue shade to her skin. And for whatever reason, though you know she works in a bakery, you swear she never stops sweating. Like, you know she's working her butt off in that hot-ass bakery.
Mm-hmm.
But you've never seen her not sweat-soaked or even just, like, sweat-licked. Like, it's just like, do you stop?
Mm-hmm.
What's going on? It's not common knowledge to you that she is a water genasi, but for the player's knowledge to help you envision it, she is a water genasi who owns a bakery, thus making it very easy for her to properly give the correct portions of water and ingredients when it comes to those kinds of things. But you can see in her dream is just to be happy and joyous in her bakery. I imagine you kind of slink off to the very edges of it to where you can physically touch the edge and you absorb enough to feed your hunger, and you feel a bit of a rumble as the dome shrinks ever so slightly. And then you fall into your own sleep.
All right. Is basically gripping red through the entire night.
Death
You're
grip.
not going anywhere.
Nope.
Well, because you're going to be waking up first, Doc and Zahn.
Oh no.
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
early morning.
shit.
Doc, you wake up with that perfect internal clock. Just,
Yep.
it's morning time.
Knowing
Can I have one?
Knowing Zahn would appreciate the extra time to sleep.
Yes.
Doc would do his morning routine, doing the
Okay.
checkups and all that stuff he does of himself.
Okay. Mhm.
Once that is done, he'll go prepare some coffee, and hopefully that if it's not enough to wake her up as it brews, he'll go into her room and wake her up.
What do you do? What do you do with all of your equipment over the night, like your crossbow, your quiver, your items?
Yeah. So at night, because he in his bedroom, he places them inside a little foot locker in front of the bed.
Okay.
Just very organized fashion. He has a very strict routine of this goes here. Kind of OCD in that sense.
Okay. Where does he keep the dagger?
I don't have it with me. Remember?
That's right. It is there. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You go through your normal ritual in the morning. You finish that up. You finish any cleaning you wanted to do. You start the coffee. Zahn, through thankfully natural means, maybe a little coaxed by the doctor standing outside your door, casting prestidigitation to waft in the smell of coffee. I need that drawn now.
Oh yeah, little gif.
Yeah, just poof, poof, coffee smell, coffee smell, coffee smell, coffee smell. But you do wake up to the smell of well-made coffee. You know the doctor does make, even though it's beaker coffee, is delicious.
It is. She'll eventually come out, sit at the table, grab a mug, beaker. How are you doing after that whole escapade?
Still processing.
It's a lot to take in, I'm sure.
And all of it either has everything to do with each other or has nothing to do with each other.
Yeah. Which, I mean, it means you're not alone in all this.
I suppose so, but I do have a goal of stopping this disease, but I don't have the means to at this point.
You're smart. I'm sure you'll figure it.
I appreciate the compliment, but this is very much out of my own depth, if I am being honest here.
Well, you know people. You know we can help you find new people to help you with this. We know where we should probably be going, so at least we have something to start.
Yes, we have at least a starting point. But with the knowledge that this comes from Reese is what complicates everything.
Yeah.
I don't want word. I didn't tell just Mr. Stonebeard about Reese in the ledger or any connections to it in this disease. I don't want to spread panic or incite a war unnecessarily.
That was smart of you. Definitely.
Well, it's clear Reese is performing very questionable experiments and testing on live subjects and sentience. My island being ground zero for that.
They had no do that.
He said again, cut out.
They had no right to do that. Hopefully, when we get to Reese, hopefully it becomes more clear of what they're trying to do, and
That is the trickiest part of all this. No one is allowed to go in Reese who isn't a part of Reese.
Hmm.
That dock will remit you is as far as any outsider is allowed to get. Unless you're someone like Drake, who finds a way of sneaking in.
well, see, there's also another thing. We have Drax back on the team now, so we should be able to sneak in.
I'm tempted to call in a favor, honestly, but it'd be something I would do once everything here in Wind God is settled.
Nothing's ever going to be settled in one place. Sometimes you just have to leave things going the way they are.
Well, I at least owe it to Red to help her out until then, and I also owe it to you to help you with your own research.
Oh, just point me in the direction. Maybe actually bring me to the library and then you can leave me there, because I probably won't be able to follow your direction. But
It'll be on the way to the academy, so you're welcome to join me in Red.
perfect. I'll do that.
Well, should probably get going before we miss the morning train. Brian can only do so much to let us on.
That's true.
Bri, the ticket guy.
Yep.
Yes.
We need that art too.
Bry, the ticket guy. All right. Finish all of your morning routines. You grab the things you need, and you head out. It's quick waiting time at the station with Bry, the ticket guy. You get into the town, and you head towards Eva's house.
Yep.
Do you just walk right in? Do you knock?
Dog would knock.
Okay.
Even if he is a welcome guest, he would still knock.
Do you
'cause
knock
he's polite?
loudly? Softly?
Moderately.
Moderately. Okay. Drakix, you wake up to the sound of knocking.
He just stretches a little bit and gives like a muffled yawn, gets up, and like for a minute completely forgets about the knocking as he's just like, I need to get on top of the deck. And he kind of like opens his eyes and he's just like, wait, we're not
There's-
swaying.
Like, where's
Walls,
the crow's nest?
walls, kitchen. Oh, yeah. Turns around and goes like opens the door, he puts his head out completely. It's like, hello?
Morning.
Oh. Hi.
Morning.
Yeah.
I need coffee.
I'll
He
get.
should make.
You want me to make it, Drax, or you want to make it?
I have no idea where it is, so I'll take a cup of yours today. And he
I
just
know-
goes over
I
and
know
just
where she
sits
keeps her
back on the
good.
couch and like throws his head back. He's just like, I need coffee.
Zon sits behind him or beside him and hands him one of the legs she got last night. It's delicious.
Oh, one of the
couldn't eat it
smoked
all.
meats?
One of the
Mhm.
smoked meats.
Okay.
I couldn't eat it all last night.
He looks over and goes, I appreciate that. Takes it, a
It's
huge chunk out of it.
long cold, but
Oh,
still incredibly delicious.
All right, he may have slightly moaned as he actually took a chunk into it. It's like,
Oh yeah, it's like melt into the food good. You're just like you just like lean forward a bit.
I paid
Doc-
5 gold for it.
Doc at this point, I imagine, would know where Eva keeps
You
her
would have
coffee.
enough knowledge to be able to get the things required.
I will
It's not
I will
quite
try.
beaker coffee.
Yeah, I would try to be quiet as I do this and let the smell wake them up. Since
Okay.
Drax should already be up if they were up.
Okay. After a few moments, you get about halfway through making a coffee. I'll make a quick question because I don't want to take away player agency.
Mhm.
Red and Eva,
Yep.
would you rise or do you think it would be a minute?
Red's pulling Eva back in under the covers if she tries to get up at this point, and just like, just a little more.
Yeah, they can wait. It's fine.
Okay. Zon and Trakix, as you are sitting in what could be the front room, and Trakix is just drool eating over this delicious piece of food.
Yeah.
The front
yeah,
door just
that's-
opens.
He just blinks
Oh.
as he looks at the door.
Zon pulls out a
And-
small axe.
You see Cassandra.
Do not harm
And-
my fucking child.
You see Cassandra and a very familiar halfling walking into the door, Miss Amma.
Subtly puts away the axe.
And she sees all of you, goes, "Oh." Cassandra, she is like wrapped in a blanket. You just see, "Big lady."
Yay, tiny lady.
And Draca kind of like munch, chew, looks at her. You're bigger than the last time I saw you.
She looks
Munch,
you,
chew,
she looks at you
chew.
for a minute. Really, Cassandra? Natural 20? Looks at you.
Sounds about right.
Dragon Man.
He just screams and goes, "Hi, little one."
And Amma kind of like keeps her clothes. She's like wrapped in a blanket. And
Mhm.
Zon, in your tribe, you've seen what happens when a child gets sick. This is definitely a just under the weather kid.
Yeah.
Like you're used to it because all the kids play together, and
Yep.
one kid gets sick in your tribe, all
They
the
all
kids
get
get sick.
Mhm.
Imagine hearing them downstairs. Red would
You
reluctantly let
start
go.
hearing voices downstairs. The female halfling kind of looks to Zon. She's probably most familiar with her at this point.
Mhm.
You want me to take her?
Well, she's still under the weather. We were just going to get a couple things she needed and keep her there. But if her mother's home, we can just drop her off.
I don't know what our plans are today.
Okay, well, then we will just have a seat at the table.
Yeah,
And
have
we'll
some
just,
breakfast.
I'll get her breakfast going.
Yeah. Zon was thinking, more leg meat. I probably have some more of that. That's good for children. That's what I ate for breakfast.
She just needs more protein.
More protein.
Mhm.
I imagine Miss Alma gets into the kitchen. Doc's there, are making things
Yeah.
for everybody.
And Amma sees, she goes, "Oh yes, doctor,
Yes, Miss Alma, was it?
it is so good to see you.
Yes, good to see you as well.
Do you mind if I shoulder
course.
in a bit?" And she like is like a fun smile, like she's a
Oh, yeah.
mom.
Doc's a dad. He gets it.
She
Of course.
shoulders in a bit and starts helping make a larger breakfast. She was
Mhm.
not knowing anyone was here, was just going to make dinner or breakfast for Cassandra.
Yeah.
But seeing there's a house full now.
Doc will assist.
Yeah.
Doc, I imagine we'll also see Cassandra at the table.
Yep. Wrapped up, looking a little under the weather. Still kid energy, just
Mhm.
it's hard to keep a sick kid down, you know?
Oh yeah, I know. Oh dear. Well. you want me to
Yes, I'm
take a-
afraid one of those noble kids. And you see there's like a definitely like a
Mhm.
snide mark on her
Oh,
face.
yeah.
Those noble kids was sick. So naturally all the kids are a little under the weather now.
Mm. Well, I am a doctor.
But I mean,
after all.
I
can
can't
take a
complain
quick
too
look.
much. It did help my husband get a very good job.
Well,
She starts making her breakfast.
well, I imagine I have a remedy or two that can help her along her way.
Oh yes, I mean, when I think of it, doctor's in the name.
Yes.
Do you? I hate to be just a halfling, but I'm guessing you practice.
Yes. I run an apothecary down the Surwich Field, actually.
Oh, I'd heard there was one out there.
Yes. I particularly do medical healing, traditional healing. Some people refer to it.
Ah, okay.
can use some verses of Arcana healing, but I do prefer the old-fashioned way.
Oh, gift for the arcane.
And of course, it is a great way to learn as well as find better ways of treating people, not just through magic in and of itself.
And she kind of takes a spatula and like smacks on the bicep. That's very noble of you.
My wife seemed to think so as well.
Oh, wife, did you leave them home?
I'm afraid so. They were not able to join me.
Well, hopefully you get to return to them soon. And she keeps making the breakfast.
I hope to soon as well.
Oh.
And Doc will come over to Cassandra and give her like a little checkup.
She just has just like a typical flu that would get
Yeah.
passed around for kids.
Yeah, Doc wasn't worried. He's just the typical doctor's checked up.
Yeah.
But otherwise, if Cassandra, well, I imagine Doc doesn't have anything on him right now to help Cassandra.
No, but I mean,
Did
even with just like taking like, as you call it, you can just like taking 10, with
Mhm.
that alone, she has a common cold or flu. She'll be fine in about just a couple days.
Yes, and yeah, between Alma and Doc, I'm sure we can make something that will help her lift her spirits up more.
Yep. About this time, imagine Eva,
Mm-hmm.
you're coming down the steps.
I think we're out of hot chocolate, but I'm certain that will definitely do it.
And Cassandra turns, goes, "Mom!" And she gets off the table and runs towards you. Blanket goes flying off.
And Red will come down not that long after.
Okay.
Seems you're unwell. Are you feeling better?
I think I'm okay.
All right. And
fine.
when were you last okay?
Just
Stay.
gives you the I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Well, make sure you rest for a few more days just to be sure you get over it completely. Don't want to keep missing school and having to stay away from your friends.
I'll play.
I know, you will play. Where's Oscar, by the way? Is he with Alma as well?
Looks up. He's actually with my husband. He decided to take him into the shop today.
Oh, wonderful. Maybe somebody can start training that dog.
I doubt it. Quite a job landed for my husband recently.
Oh?
Yeah, about a day or two ago. And you would know her husband is like a cobbler
Mm-hmm.
by trade. Decent one, but not super well known. Yeah, about a day or two ago, a guard captain walked in and was so impressed by the work he had my husband commissioned for all the guards. He's
Well,
gonna
that's
be busy
wonderful.
for a while, but also seems like we're gonna be okay for a while.
Well, that's wonderful. I felt so bad having you take care of Cassandra. I know it's another mouth to feed.
No, it's fine. I mean, especially now. Goodness gracious! And I realized kingdom work was so nice. And you can see she like was going for one word and then shifts.
Replaced it. Yep. Well, I know that Sorrel does some very good work, so they should be proud of whatever he makes for them.
Oh, thank you.
Cassie, dear, come here a second.
And she's still there. She's like hugging your leg essentially.
I'm going to have you do something fun for me, all right?
Okay.
And I will pull out the book that I got that
Mhm.
currently has one name in it.
Mhm.
Do me a favor. Write your name right underneath Red's there.
And you give her a pen, I'm guessing?
Yeah.
Okay. She takes it, dips it, spells her name.
All right. Now, I'm going to show you
Pretty
something.
good, too.
Yeah. I'm going to show you something very cool.
Okay.
This book is a little bit of magic. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to write on the page, and you're going to hear it in your mind. And same thing I did with Red, I'm just going to do, can you hear me? On the
And you see her
page.
face just lights up and she looks around confused because you didn't speak.
Right. And if you want to answer,
And you
All
get
you
back.
have to
It's weird. It's incredible. I hear mommy's voice. It just starts filling up with that kind of stuff.
and I will show her where it appears on the page for me as well.
And she sees it. Wow.
So, what I'm going to do is
My
when
brain's on the
I'm
paper.
Yes. When I'm not home, I'm going to write you some messages just to make sure that you're all right. All right?
Okay.
And then if you feel like replying, or if you need me, or if anything happens, you just think it back to me, and I will come right home.
Okay.
All right?
All right.
This way, hopefully, you won't be so lonely without me, because I will be trying to message you every night.
And she just like hugs your leg big. Like, thank you, mommy.
She kind of just looks at the rest of the party. Who will my last victim be?
About this time, there's plates being set out. They're being filled with food, smaller portions, obviously, for Cassandra.
Mm-hmm. So,
And then also about this time, Zahn,
Mm.
Amma walks over to you, holding this steaming mug of liquid.
Of what?
Liquid.
Is that for me?
And she hands it to you and just quietly says, I think you'll like this one better.
Oh. She'll sniff it first.
It is definitely spiked.
Yeah, she will gladly drink this cup.
Spiked
Hot
coffee.
chocolate, coffee, whatever it is. Perfect.
It's coffee.
Perfect. You are a lifesaver. Thank you.
Of course. You remind me of this guard I know.
Is
She
he
kinda
like
just,
tall, buff,
yeah.
bearded, like scraggly looking?
I mean, it's kind of clean.
Last night it wasn't because we went to a bar. Doc and we got food and then left. But eye contact. He was there. I think I know who you're talking about.
Yep.
Yeah.
She kind of like puts her hands in a circle around in front of her stomach. Big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's interesting. Mm-hmm.
But then she starts going a little bit in a mambo, like, come, sit, table.
Oh, I don't think there's. I'll just sit on the couch. There's not enough chairs. Yep. I think you need more chairs, Eva. There's more people here.
And Emma pipes up, I agree. You're going to be hosting so many good friends. You should.
I mean, that can certainly be arranged.
And she brings you your plate to Zahn and Drakix because there's not enough room at the table.
Drac is just gonna look up and say, "Thank you very much."
So, being a little vague because Anna's there, you guys were going to the
Academy.
library and the academy today?
Yes.
Thinking, yeah, about that.
Drac just shrugs.
Oh, so you don't have to join us. You're welcome to spend more time with Cassandra.
I was actually just curious if you wanted me to tag along for anything, because if you don't mind, I would like to spend the day. Even though she will be staying in the house, she says very pointedly to the child.
Drakix, give me an intelligence check.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a 4.
Okay,
Oh,
go on.
damn.
Well, Zahn, you just go by the library to look up some information, and me and Red are going to go speak with Professor Gale about some business.
Right.
Oh, actually, Amma, while you're here,
Yes.
there have been some weird whispers going around the city. Something going on at night? Has any of that been around here lately?
Well, I tend not to go out too much, but I did hear, there was concern. There was, God, you know how some people are. They give names to anything nowadays, but they call them the Laughing Muggers. Apparently, get mugged by them, they just laugh the whole time. Quite frightening. Town guard seems to be doing a pretty good job, though.
Have they caught any of these muggers yet?
I
Do you
don't
know?
know, actually. No.
Hmm. Oh, I was just going to say to you all to keep one eye on your pockets and one eye on your back if you do go out. I think we almost ran into one of them last night, but they got scared and ran off.
Oh, dreadful. That's good.
Oh. Yeah, we'll definitely be watching out for that.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds
Right.
very creepy.
Oh, it was.
Well. Drac, any plans for you today?
Well, let's see. It's been a while since I've been here. I have no real contacts unless, of course, I go down to the pier, but that's a trip and a half. No, so I'm probably gonna go with you guys because I really have nothing better to do.
All right.
You're more than welcome to.
Just be safe.
You
No.
too, Eva.
Yes.
Don't worry, I have the world's worst demon with me as she just tickles Cassandra.
Cassandra just laughs and tries to squirm away, but she can't. She's 10. All right. Breakfast wraps up.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was Red, Zahn, basically everybody but Eva going to the library and or college, correct?
Correct.
Yep.
Okay. We will pick up with all of you heading out next week. Good place to call it on.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Bookmark in my notepad so I don't lose it again.
Again,
I was
being
talking
the
about
keyword
perfect
here.
note taker.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really not. No, world's worst. Anyways, thank you all so much for being here. We incredibly appreciate it so very much. We hope you enjoyed tonight's session. To my players at my lovely table, thank you all so much for being here. I hope you enjoyed what stories are unfolding for your characters.
I just want to point something out really quick. First session, I haven't used a help dice or sorcery points.
I am so proud of you. You are on the road to recovery.
This means next session it's all she's going to use
Yep.
all of them.
It's all of them.
Just burn sorcery point, long rest, sorcery points, sorcery points, sorcery points.
Yep.
Well, until next week, we hope all of you have a great week. Enjoy it, have fun, be safe, and as always, do not forget your snacks. Have a great night, everybody.